Heartland Season 19 wastes no time in throwing us into chaos, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping drama that could change everything for Amy, Nathan, and the entire Bartlett Fleming family. The first episode, titled The End, is packed with emotional twists, shocking betrayals, and moments that will leave you questioning whether some of our favorite characters can survive what's coming next. From the collapse of Amy and Nathan's romance to Jack's mysterious downfall and a storm of family conflicts, this premiere is more than just the beginning of a new season. It feels like the end of an era. And yet, hidden inside all the pain and struggles are clues that the future of Heartland may be even more uncertain than ever before. So let's dive deep into every detail, every hint, and every piece of drama that this explosive episode revealed. The episode opens with Amy caught between two worlds, her love for Nathan and her loyalty to her family. From the very first moment, it becomes clear that their romance is not built on solid ground. Instead, it's standing on quicksand, and with every step they take forward, they sink deeper into conflicts they cannot escape. Nathan's sister immediately takes center stage as the ultimate disruptor, making it obvious that she has no intention of letting Amy and Nathan's love flourish. Her return feels less like a family reunion and more like a hostile takeover, especially when she begins questioning Amy's place in Nathan's life. What makes this worse is her history with Amy's mother, which hangs over every interaction like a shadow. It's as if the past is reaching out to strangle the present, and Amy is left trying to breathe under the weight of it all. But Nathan himself is not immune to this pressure. Just when he thought he found balance between caring for his ill father, handling the ranch, and building something real with Amy, everything comes crashing down. His sister refuses to compromise with Heartland Ranch, tearing apart the fragile piece Nathan worked so hard to build. Her selfishness is on full display. And what's worse, it forces Nathan into impossible decisions. Every time he chooses Amy, his sister fights back harder. Every time he sides with family, Amy feels betrayed. It's a lose-lose situation that exposes the deep cracks in their romance. And the truth is, as much as they want each other, both Amy and Nathan know that their families come first. Watching them quietly realize this is heartbreaking because it's no longer just about two people in love. It's about survival, legacy, and loyalty. The tension only grows when Lou steps in, determined to protect Heartland at all costs. She doesn't just see Nathan's sister as a rival, she sees her as a threat to everything the family has built for generations. Lou's decision to confront her is bold, but it comes at the highest price: Amy's happiness. Lou even admits that she knows this could destroy Amy's relationship, yet she still moves forward because, in her eyes, the ranch is worth more than romance. This moment shakes the foundation of the family, leaving Amy torn between understanding her sister's reasoning and resenting her for playing with her heart. It's raw, it's messy, and it proves that love in Heartland is never simple. It's always tangled with duty, sacrifice, and pain. Meanwhile, the ghost of Ty lingers like a wound that refuses to heal. The episode brilliantly shows how Amy, even while trying to move forward with Nathan, is constantly pulled back into her grief. She misses Ty deeply, she compares Nathan to him, and worst of all, she fears that letting Nathan in could mean losing him too, just like she lost Ty. This fear makes her hesitant, cautious, and emotionally guarded, and Nathan feels it. He lashes out, not just at Amy but at Caleb too, accusing both of them of chasing shadows they can never catch. He's right about one thing: no one will ever replace Ty. Not Nathan, not Caleb, not anyone. This truth burns through Nathan's confidence and makes his love for Amy feel like a constant battle against an invisible enemy he can never defeat. But if Nathan is haunted by Ty, Caleb is crushed under the weight of his own feelings. Even though he has moved on in appearance, there's an unshakable sense that if Amy ever gave him the smallest sign, he would abandon everything just to be by her side again. This quiet desperation makes him vulnerable, and it threatens to unravel his current relationship. And yet, despite all the jealousy and heartbreak, Caleb shares one thing with Nathan: the painful knowledge that Ty's shadow will never leave Heartland. It's not just a memory, it's a presence that dictates every choice, every hesitation, and every argument. And then comes the storm brewing over Jack. A vandalized car, a hospital scene shrouded in mystery, and an overwhelming sense of dread suggest that Jack's storyline this season will be darker than ever. The episode plants enough hints to make you question whether his health, his safety, or even his life could be at risk. It's chilling, it's unsettling, and it ensures that viewers will not be able to look away for a single second. Because if Jack truly falls, then the very foundation of Heartland itself might collapse. By the end of Section 1, one thing is clear. Episode 1 isn't just setting up drama, it's signaling that nothing will ever be the same again. Amy and Nathan's romance is already trembling. Lou's choices may destroy more than they protect. Ty's memory still chains hearts in grief. Caleb is caught in a silent struggle. Lindy's fears threaten stability, and Jack's future feels dangerously uncertain. The title, The End, no longer feels like just a name for the premiere. It feels like a prophecy, and the weight of it looms over every single scene. If the first half of the episode is about setting the stage, the second half is about turning that stage upside down. The moment Nathan confronts his sister about her ruthless attitude, everything begins spiraling out of control. Their fight is not just a family disagreement, it's a declaration of war. Nathan tries desperately to explain that compromise with Heartland is the only way forward, but his sister refuses to listen. Instead, she doubles down on her belief that strength lies in selfishness, and in doing so, she plants the first seeds of destruction that will grow throughout the season. What makes this argument so gripping is the way it forces Nathan to reveal his loyalty. He loves Amy, but he is bound to his bloodline. He wants peace, but he is pulled into conflict. And the longer he struggles, the clearer it becomes that he may not be strong enough to keep both his family and his love intact. Amy, on the other hand, finds herself more isolated than ever. With Lou plotting against Nathan's sister and Nathan unable to protect her from his family's ambition, Amy feels cornered. She has spent years holding everyone together, her daughter, her family, her work at the ranch, but now she is watching everything slip through her fingers. The pain in her eyes during these moments is heartbreaking, because you can tell she knows exactly what's happening. She is losing control, losing balance, and maybe even losing Nathan. The tragedy is that she doesn't lash out, doesn't fight, she simply endures, which makes it even harder to watch. It's as if she's silently preparing herself for heartbreak, the way someone who has already lost once knows what's coming next. And then there is the ghost of Ty, refusing to stay buried in the past. His absence becomes louder than words, more powerful than any physical presence. Every time Amy hesitates with Nathan, you can see Ty's memory haunting her. Every time Nathan feels her pulling away, his insecurity deepens. Their love is tested not by lies or betrayal, but by a man who is no longer alive, yet remains stronger than anyone in her heart. This kind of emotional conflict is brutal because there is no winning against a ghost. Amy cannot forget Ty, and Nathan cannot become him. It's a fight destined for pain, and the show makes sure we feel every ounce of it. Caleb's role in this chaos grows bigger as well. While he tries to move forward with his own relationship, it's obvious that his heart is still tangled in the past. The way he looks at Amy, the way he reacts to Nathan's frustrations, it all screams of unfinished feelings. When Nathan lashes out at him, saying they are both living in Ty's shadow, Caleb doesn't even fight back. Because deep down, he knows it's true. He will never be Ty. And yet, if Amy ever gave him the chance, he would risk everything to try again. That quiet desperation is dangerous, because it makes him unpredictable. Will he step back and respect Amy's choices, or will he cross a line that could destroy the fragile peace within the Heartland family? The episode doesn't answer this yet, but it leaves the question hanging in the air, daring us to imagine what could happen. Meanwhile, Lindy's storyline adds a heavy emotional layer to the chaos. Her fear of losing Amy is more than just a child's worry, it's a reflection of everything Amy herself is feeling. Lindy has already experienced loss through stories about her father, and that trauma has shaped her in ways she can't fully understand yet. So when she sees her mother falling in love again, her first instinct is not joy, it's fear. Fear that if Amy gives her heart to someone new, he will disappear too. This subtle but powerful storyline reminds us that children often carry the echoes of their parents' pain. For Amy, this means that every choice she makes in love will ripple through her daughter's life, shaping her trust, her security, and her future. It's a crushing weight for any mother, but especially for Amy, who is already drowning in her own grief. And then, just as the family drama reaches its breaking point, the episode delivers its darkest twist through Jack. The vandalized car is only the beginning. It's not just a random act of cruelty, it's a signal, a warning that danger is closing in on him. When we see him in the hospital, questions explode in our minds. Is he sick? Was he attacked? Is this the beginning of his downfall? The episode is clever enough not to give us full answers, but instead feeds us small clues, each one more unsettling than the last. The way Jack looks weaker, the way his family looks at him with worry, the way the camera lingers on his moments of silence, it all feels like foreshadowing. Jack has always been the heart of Heartland, the unshakable foundation holding everyone together. But now, cracks are forming, and the thought of losing him is almost too much to bear. If he falls, everything falls. That is the unspoken truth that hangs over every scene he is in. To add a strange but colorful contrast, the episode teases us with glimpses of an upcoming Indian wedding. Bright, vibrant, and filled with joy, it feels almost out of place among all the darkness. Yet it also offers a glimmer of hope, a promise that love and celebration still exist even in the shadow of tragedy. But who is getting married? The rumors about Gorgie's return swirl louder than ever, and the possibility of her tying the knot with someone unexpected adds an air of mystery. And yet, the absence of Quinn raises more questions than answers. Has he left her? Did something happen between them? The show refuses to explain, forcing us to wait and wonder. This uncertainty only adds to the suspense, because it reminds us that nothing in Heartland is ever guaranteed. Not love, not family, not even the future. By the time the credits roll, the title, The End, feels chillingly appropriate. The episode is not simply a beginning, it is a warning. A warning that relationships will break, that old wounds will bleed again, and that the people we trust most may not be here tomorrow. Amy and Nathan's romance is already on life support. Lou's choices may fracture the family beyond repair. Caleb's silence may erupt into chaos. Lindy's fears may tear Amy apart. And Jack's fate looms like a dark cloud over everything. Heartland has always been about hope, healing, and resilience. But in this moment, it feels like the storm is too strong, and the end might already be written. As the weight of the episode sinks in, it becomes clear that Heartland Season 19, Episode 1 is not simply about conflict. It is about exposing every vulnerability the characters have tried so hard to hide. The premiere doesn't just scratch the surface of Amy and Nathan's troubles, it digs deep into the wounds that define them, forcing both to confront truths they've been avoiding. For Amy, the truth is that she cannot separate her present from her past. No matter how much she wants to love Nathan, Ty's absence keeps shaping her every thought. It's not just grief anymore, it's fear. Fear of loving, fear of losing, fear of letting go. Every smile she gives Nathan is followed by hesitation. Every embrace feels like a promise she's too scared to keep. And while she never says it out loud, the audience can see it written in her every move. She is still broken, and Nathan may not be the one to fix her. Nathan, however, refuses to back down. His determination is almost painful to watch because we know he's fighting a battle he can't win. He loves Amy deeply, but he also carries the burden of his family's expectations, his father's declining health, and his sister's manipulative schemes. What makes it even worse is that Nathan is aware of Amy's comparisons to Ty, and the knowledge eats away at him. He tries to be patient, tries to understand, but deep inside he knows he will never live up to the man she lost. His anger at Caleb, his lashing out during small arguments, it's not truly about them. It's about his own fear that Amy will never truly be his, that her heart is forever tied to someone who is gone. And as much as Nathan tries to fight for her, that shadow makes every victory feel like a hollow one. The episode also uses Lou as a catalyst for tension, making her choices impossible to ignore. Lou has always been practical, always thinking about what's best for the ranch, but in this episode, her practicality feels ruthless. She is willing to sacrifice Amy's happiness for the sake of the family's legacy, and while her reasoning makes sense, it also feels cruel. The way she confronts Nathan's sister is bold, but it leaves Amy standing in the middle of a battlefield she never asked for. On one side, her sister fighting for Heartland. On the other, the man she loves trying to protect his own family. And Amy? She's the one who will pay the price no matter which side wins. Lou's decision might protect the ranch in the short term, but the cracks it creates in her relationship with Amy could last a lifetime. It's a painful reminder that even family loyalty has limits, and sometimes love gets sacrificed in the name of survival. Caleb's presence in this episode is like a storm on the horizon. Distant, but impossible to ignore. He doesn't make a dramatic move, but the tension between him and Nathan is enough to ignite sparks that could set the entire ranch on fire. When Nathan calls him out, saying they're both trapped in Ty's shadow, Caleb doesn't deny it. Instead, he stays silent, and that silence says more than words ever could. Deep down, Caleb knows he is still connected to Amy, still waiting for a moment that may never come. And while he may not act on it now, the possibility of him stepping into the picture later hangs over the story like a dark cloud. His quiet longing is a time bomb, and the audience knows it's only a matter of time before it explodes. The emotional strain isn't limited to the adults. Lindy's storyline is one of the most heartbreaking parts of the premiere. She watches her mother struggle, she feels the tension in every room, and she begins to absorb the fear that Amy tries so hard to hide. Her nightmares, her questions, her clinginess, it's all rooted in a simple truth. She doesn't want to lose her mother the way her mother lost Ty. The way the show ties Lindy's innocence to the family's trauma is both beautiful and devastating. It shows how grief doesn't just affect one person, it ripples across generations. For Amy, this means her every choice is twice as heavy. She is not only risking her own heart, but also shaping her daughter's sense of love and trust, and that pressure is unbearable, especially when she already feels like she's losing control of everything else. Jack's arc continues to cast a dark shadow over the episode. The vandalized car is not treated as a random act, but as the beginning of something much larger. The way Jack reacts, calm on the surface, but visibly shaken underneath, suggests that he knows more than he is saying. His silence is terrifying, because Jack has always been the rock, the one who speaks with certainty. But here, he seems vulnerable in a way we rarely see. When the hospital scene flashes across the screen, it only deepens the sense of dread. The questions multiply. Is this about his health? Is it connected to the vandalism? Or is something even bigger at play? The lack of answers is deliberate, and it works brilliantly, because it forces us to fear the worst. Jack has always been the backbone of Heartland, and if something happens to him, the entire family could crumble. That possibility is what keeps viewers on edge, because the show is clearly building toward a storm that could shake the very heart of Heartland. And yet, amidst all the pain and uncertainty, the episode still manages to weave in a thread of mystery with the Indian wedding. The colors, the music, the joy, it feels like a brief escape from the darkness, but the unanswered questions make it more of a puzzle than a celebration. Who is getting married? Is it Gurji, as rumors suggest? And if so, what does that mean for Quinn? The fact that the show gives us no clear answers makes the scene feel almost like a riddle. It's not just about the wedding itself, it's about what it represents.